Hey guys, George at SoundTraxx here, and with all the discussion we've had on our Tsunami2 steam and diesel versions, we've tend to overlook on the electric version of our Tsunami2. So let's take a deeper dive and give you an overview of what it can do right now. Now, as we've talked about in our steam decoder and our diesel decoders in the Tsunami2 line, you have a lot of choices in our electric decoder also that allows you to reproduce everything from a heavy electric locomotive all the way down to a small trolley or streetcar. Now you can go to our website at SoundTraxx.com, and under the Manuals tab you'll be able to check out the sound selection reference for the electric decoder. So you can see the list of all the different air horns and bells and compressors and so forth that you can choose to match your decoder to the model. Now our electric decoders are available in board formats, including the TSU 2200, the 1100, the 21P NEM, and our TSU 4400 for the O-scale and larger market. Now let's take a look at some of the sounds that are unique to the electric decoder that will really give you that electric feel. So some of the sound effects include the traction motor sound. So as our locomotive starts to move, you can hear the humming of the traction motors in the background. So to hear this, I'm going to start moving this guy forward at about speed step 10. And you can kind of hear the hum of that traction motor sound as it comes up. The F4, which is our Pantograph raise. And once that pantograph goes up, you'll hear the compressor kick on, you'll hear all the other sounds running in the background. Now we can also press the F4 and turn it off, and that'll be the pantograph lowering. Now this will also trigger automatically on when track power is applied, and you can disable the auto start in CV114. Now we're going to play with the F5, which is our stop request. A passenger would typically pull a string that would ring the bell, and that will tell the driver or the engineer that he's ready to make a stop and wants to stop up ahead. Now the next noise we're going to talk about is the pneumatic doors. So once the stop request has been issued, the car comes to a stop, you can press the F6 and you're going to hear the pneumatic doors opening and closing. And then after the person gets off, we turn off the F6 to close the doors. And then we're on the way. Now one of the other features we have unique to the electric decoder is the sound of the electrical arcing. So as the pantograph is riding across the wire on your overhead wire system, every now and then it'll lose contact or there'll be an impurity on the wire. And so now with the arcing sound, as your locomotive travels above speed step 10 or 15, you'll start to hear this arcing occasionally come on. And what's really cool is we have a matched lighting effect that will also trigger. So if you get a LED mounted up by the pantograph, you can also get that really cool lighting effect as your electric locomotive goes past. Now to demonstrate this, we're going to go ahead and set the headlight up so that you can see it really quickly and just get an idea of what it looks like. Now with our electric decoder, you're going to get many of the features that you're going to find in the Tsunami2 steam and diesel versions, including our dynamic digital exhaust. Now for instance, when I put my finger over the wheels, you can hear a change in the traction motor sounds based on the rotations of the wheels. So when we bring it to a stop, I put a little more pressure, you hear that traction motor decrease. But as I release and our locomotive starts to move a little faster, you'll hear that change. Again, I haven't adjusted anything on the speed. So again, the sounds are watching how you're using your locomotive and adjusting the tone and intensity as well as the sounds based on how you're using it. Now some of the other features you're going to get along are dynamic digital exhaust like we showed. You're also going to get the braking rates and the automatic and independent brakes. So when I set my brakes, you'll hear the brakes set, you'll see the locomotive come to a stop, and you'll hear all the traction sounds come to a stop. Other sounds you're going to get are all of the things that we've talked about, including reverb and echo. So when we have a horn, you can hear that reverb and echo trailing off in the distance. We also have access to our 7-band equalizer, individual volume adjustment settings, and many, many more features. So I encourage you to take a listen, try this out. Go to your local store, pick one up, and try it out, and you'll see how much fun an electric locomotive can be.